House Lannister is here in the Riverlands, ready to try an assault or river run. But first they must cross a river crossing, and before them is an army united of Starks and Rivermen. We have plenty of men in today's battle. This is a battle of using the ice and fire mod for Attila Total War. It's a Game of Thrones mod. It's not we've not shown it off in a long time, but I had a replay sent in a little while ago, and I thought, you know what? It's been ages since we've done some Game of Thrones, and I've really was getting into some Game of Thrones recently, so I was like, you know what, we'll show this off. But we have a glorious 3v3 here, sent in by a member of my Discord, sent in a little while ago by one of the people who's like testing the sub mod, or the mod, sorry. And yeah, it's a really good battle. We've got some good players in this one, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how this one goes down. It's very much more set on the books rather than like on the show. So units you'll see look just typically like medieval knights, not necessarily like got the ornate cool armor that they maybe had in like more fanciful like armor they had in like the shows. So you won't see like so many like, I don't know, lion like helms and like wolf helms and things like that. It's just like typical sort of like armor, which is kind of what they would have been like really in like sort of like in the lore. It would have only been like maybe like, I don't know, some lords or something that maybe would have like a lion helm or something like that because they could afford it. But yeah, we've got Lannisport levy swords already crossing this this river here. They've actually managed to ford across here, and they're going to be attacking some river spear sergeants, which do look pretty damn cool as well. I do love the like, look at the fish on the shields. They look pretty cool. They do have like the typical like sort of ones as well like you see like in the show. But yeah, it certainly should be very exciting to see how this one goes down. But yes, if you're a fan of Game of Thrones and just generally Total War, do feel free to leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, and a comment to show your support. It really does help out the channel. And I might, if you guys really enjoy it, try and do some more scenarios with this sub-mod, with this mod, because it has had an update recently. We're using the old beta version, but they do have a more up-to-date version, I believe, which can be used as well. And I feel like that Lannisport levy sword has just pulled through there to get to that point, but that's an interesting move there, that's for sure. I don't know exactly what happened there. Whether they meant to do that, I don't think so. You can see the player, I think he's actually trying to rectify his mistake and pulling back through. So that's good of him there. Since it hasn't crashed, I believe it's on this version. There was like another version that came out a few days before this replay was sent to me, so or like after this replay was sent to me. So I'm going to presume that it wasn't for that, the newer version. But there is like a 2.0, I believe, which is the most up-to-date version. It's pretty cool. They've added a few new houses in that one. And yeah, definitely would be interesting to try and do some scenarios for this sort of mod. But you can see the levies are already dying. No surprise there, really. They're fighting off against more well-trained spear sergeants. Looks like the Starks are going to be kept in reserve. They've got some cavalry here as well. Some Stark free riders, some shock cav. We've got spear sergeants. What else we've got back here? Men at arms. Let's have a look at the Starks anyway. Since back here, they look very cool. They look a little bit more like. But I don't know, barbarian or barbaric. They've got like the wooden shields instead with wolves on them. They kind of look cool. They've got winter wolves as well. This is shock infantry. I don't feel like you need to put shock infantry in the title. I feel like we can kind of get the point what they are. They'll be in the shock infantry sort of like tier. But they do look very cool. I do like them. They actually do have wolf helms. I guess it's just like quite literally a dead wolf on their head, which is still very cool. But yeah, the Lannisters already sort of struggling at this point. Balance power is in favor of the Lannisters, I think, probably because they have a little bit more in resources because they've got to make this assault themselves. You can see they're battling away there. But yeah, I believe this battle was a victory for the Tullys and for the Starks, as they did hold back. Hold back the Lannisters, really. I don't know who was the commanders. Oh, it was actually Tywin. I thought maybe it was the mountain, because I know that like Edmund Tully beats the mountain at another river crossing, but I think that's a different battle, which we might have covered already in Seven Kingdoms. I've done so many sort of like Game of Thrones battles and scenarios that they kind of all merged together a little bit at this point. Wolfwood Hunters are coming forward here. We've actually got a lot of Stark archers over on this side. We've got Northern Longbows, Wolfwood Hunters. River Run Rangers already out of ammo. Wow, you burn through your ammo very quickly, it seems. But they have been using this to take out the longbowmen of the Rock, which are like tier 2 sort of archers. They're actually okay, like sort of trained archers, not like levy stuff. These guys, you know, actually employed to shoot a bow, do their stuff. And what we got back here, more levies. We've got like knights back there. We've got lots of like sort of tier 3 knights. Have we got like any tier 3 infantry? I don't know. We've got lots of Lannister levies, going forward. So it looks like, yeah, spear levy's now going to be sent forward. They really are, like, pumping out this levy infantry right now. Are the Lannisters? Yeah, it's all levy infantry here that's been committed. What are these? Lannister, more sword levies. Yeah, wow, okay. Lannisters really pumping out the levies. I mean, I guess they kind of did. Like, most of their main armies were getting destroyed, and they didn't have to rebuild their armies a bit, unlike Kevin Lannister. And he rebuilt the armies and in Lannister and got a load of levies. So whether it's that sort of army they're trying to represent here, I don't know. They are fighting in the other crossing as well, a little bit more like. Oh, we got Swords of the Rock here, so we actually have some sort of actual infantry. So these are trained infantry here going in. I like how they also have like the England sort of like band with like the 3 lions there. I guess they might, you know, but it is just really a single lion on the Lannister emblem. Still looks cool. I'm a big fan of this mod. And hopefully, as well, since it's like, it seems more stable when it comes to replays, which is the main thing as well. Like, stable replays is what we beg for in this sort of mod. Because in the Guards of the Rock here, which is a shock infantry, it says in brackets, but I'm pretty sure that's no shock infantry. That, in fact, is a pole arm. So, might want to change that. These are Shields of the Rock. So they're just more. Oh, these are a spear unit. They look cool as well. A big fan of the like just the armor. I don't know why, but it gives me like I guess with the lion emblem and like the armor, it gives me like sort of like King Peter from like the Chronicles of Narnia sort of vibe. I don't know why. If you guys watch the film, you might get it. Oh, I do like the lion on the breastplate. We are kind of just admiring the units because it is just really a big choke point fight. I will obviously come back and look at the action. Do not fear. But they're not really making any progress right now. We're just watching a good old fight take place. As archers here duel with each other. Longbows of River Run here. They look pretty cool as well. Like just typical sort of like archer sergeants from like the medieval period. They do look cool. Protectors of the Ford, where they're a crossbow unit, and very apt name for this battle, as we are at the Battle of the Fords here. So yeah, that is cool. What else we got here? River and Rain. Oh, they can say hidden as well. Oh, they'll be a pain to get rid of. Not really sure why River Run would have ranges. I don't know if there's any sort of faction. I'd say in like Westeros that would be like a ranger sort of faction. Maybe Dawn more than anyone. But these are cool. The River Sworn Swords. These are elite infantry, and look at them. They look awesome. Let's actually just go to slow-mo for a second, so we can capture the glory of this unit a little bit more. I love the scale armor on the bottom. It gives a fish vibe. The fish emblem on the breastplate as well. Oh, they look nice. I am a fan of them. The tier 3 units really do look the part. And this is the spear variant of the Sworn, like of the Sworn spears instead. Yeah, like tier 3 units really do hit different compared to tier 2 and 1. We've got River and Pikes here, so they'll be good in the choke point as well. Outriders, more Sworn Swords of House Stark. I presume these guys are going to look amazing as well. Let's have a look. It's hard to tell because we can't really see them, but yeah, they do look pretty cool. They look, I don't know, I feel like the Northern like infantry, it does look a little bit more like they just got like a mishmash of armor put together, but I kind of like that idea. Like the Northerners, you know, they kind of rely more maybe on light, like sort of like fur, sort of like coats rather than actually like wearing armor all the time, because I guess wearing freezing armor in the freezing cold would be pretty unpleasant. Anyway, back to the fight. We'll actually have a look. The levies, I mean, they progressed a bit. You can see where the initial fighting took place. They have progressed. What is in here? River and Rangers in melee with ammo left. That's not good. Does seem like the sheer numbers of Lannister levies is actually making an effect, though, and I think that's why the Starks are shifting troops here. Yeah, spear sergeants moving over. And I think we were seeing that those swords and shields may be shifting in the direction as well of this side. It seems like this could be the way that the Lannisters are going to try and break through. Yeah, you can see here, look at some of these spear sergeants fighting to the last man. Fighting for House Tully. They're lords. They don't want their lands being invaded. What have we got over here? Sworn Swords. Oh, we've got a lot of Sworn Swords in reserve here. They're going to be tough to break through. Taking a few shots from them. Archer fire coming in as well. Trying to do some damage. Archers in Seven Kingdoms, which is the other Attila mod for Game of Thrones. That doesn't get any love anymore. But this one, I don't know how much love it's still getting. But it is more recent than Seven Kingdoms. But in Seven Kingdoms, they did have So what do we got coming in? Red cloaks. Okay. We'll come back to what I was going to say. Red cloaks. Let's have a look at these guys. Wow, they look cool. Okay, we've got some nasty shock imagery coming in here now from the Lannisters. They are throwing these guys in. They're going to try and break through. I think probably where the archers are. It's the weak spot for sure in the line. But yeah, in Seven Kingdoms, morale was such a massive thing, and just killing your general, you could master out something. I don't know if it'll be necessarily the case in this as well. But we'll have to see. But yeah, look at this. The Lannisters pouring across everything. Now we've got mounted sergeants going in. I mean, it does look like this is a smaller army on this side here. And there's definitely probably enough Tullys, I think, to hold it. It does seem as though the main force is going to be over here. And I think this is why the Starks are shifting in this direction. We're going to see spear sergeants going in and men-at-arms. And look at this. Yeah, the Tullys have been broken through. The Lannister shock infantry is cutting their way through these lightly armored archers. Do your worst, men of the rock. I do like the banners as well. I mean, you can see one over there, actually. A banner of the Lannisters floating in the wind. Very cool. Sworn Swords doing their best. Fighting for their old lord. I forgot what his name is. Hoster, I think. Isn't it Hoster Tully or something like that? It's been ages since I've read the books, actually. Or even watched the show, to be honest. It feels like a long time ago. But we have the new like House of the Dragon like show, which is very cool. I'm very excited for the next season of that. That is going to be fun. That is for sure. Maybe we could try and do some like if they like add other eras for this mod. Oh, it'd be amazing. I would love that. And just like have like Targaryens and maybe like greens and blacks fighting against each other. That would be very, very cool. Like we could then do some proper like House of the Dragon sort of scenarios. But yeah, it does seem as though the Tullys are holding pretty strong here at the moment.
The enemy has obliterated an entire unit.
And the Cav is really rushing across. I don't know where they're... Oh, actually, I don't know where they're going to get the Cav involved. But the Lannisters have found a little sneaky move here. Guards the Rock, which is not a shock infantry, is in fact a pole arm. And the Cav here is rushing on in as well. And look at this, mounted sergeants, Lannister are going to rush on forward. The Knights are on their way here. Well, not Knights really, it's Stark men at arms. There are no Knights in the north. Yeah, the Lannisters are here. They do... sorry, the Starks are here. They do give me like Teutonic Knight sort of vibes, just in their bright white uniforms. Yeah, the Starks battling on. Hold the line. Oh, the halberds can form like a square. That is cool. Guards the Rock. Could make themselves a nice target though for archers if there's any archer ammo here. But there doesn't seem like there is. And we've got Tully Knights back here. So the Tullys have brought plenty of cav of their own. They're just waiting here patiently, waiting for the order to go forward. Yeah, it looks like lots of tier 3 Tully Knights there waiting. But yeah, it seems like the Starks are going to use their cav first. The Free Riders here going in. They have just impaled themselves on a load of halberds though, so that could be pretty painful for them. But it's getting a little messy down here now, as Knights and Sergeants all get mixed in this fight. But yeah, the Lannisters a little sneak along the banks of the fort there. Might have just been pushed back. I think the Starks have just done enough. They've refilled these lines. Oh, maybe not. There's another hole opening up here. Look at this. Again, it's those red cloaks, the shock infantry there, which look awesome, breaking through. We're going to see Sworn Spears of House Stark come forward. Okay, let's have a look at these guys. I'd imagine they look very much like the Sworn Swords. But yeah, the Starks being roped into this fight more and more now. They do look cool. I do like the shields. I don't know why. I think it's just a nice break from just like everyone having kite shields. Oh, and the Lannisters are in. Okay, yeah, there definitely is a gap as well. The Lannisters have not pulled through. There is a gap there for sure. And there you go. The Tully Knights have been called upon. We've got the Free Riders as well. These are mediums. I presume they're going up against... The amount of sergeants are also mediums. I would have thought the Free Riders a bit more like melee cav, and the sergeants a bit more like spear cav. So the sergeants might have the advantage initially. Actually, both sides are losing, apparently. Sworn Spears are arriving to join the fight and try and get involved in that cav fight. And looks like we're going to see Guards of the Rock also try and get involved. Tully Knights actually are losing, but it looks like they might take out the Knights of the Castle Rock as well. And it's starting to get very spicy down here. A bit of action is taking place now. Some movement, not just a slog. More Knights of the Castle Rock getting in. They kind of got stuck, though. Whether we're going to see the Knights of Castle Rock Gen come forward. I imagine this is Tywin? Or maybe Tywin's in the other army. Oh, there he is. Lord Paramount Tywin. He's over here. Let's have a look at him. See what he looks like. He's a bold man with some lovely chops. I think this is kind of what he looks like vaguely in the books. I'm not really sure. He's got green eyes as well. Don't know if that's correct. Mounted sergeants have routed but re-rallied. They are behind enemy lines, but they should be dealt with, I would have thought. But it looks like the cav, because it's getting isolated from its infantry line, is getting killed off. Even though they managed to get one polearm here, the spears, the Starks are really helping in this cav fight. And I think also the Tully cav is just generally a little superior to most of the cav that Lannisters brought. I mean, the Knights of the Castle Rock will be equal to the Tully Knights, I'd imagine. There's probably no difference in stats. It's probably just what they look like. I imagine the only cav like knights are going to be really, really good are going to be the Vales, I would have thought. Lord Paramount Edmund Tully here is on the front lines. Oh, so maybe Host is dead by this point, and Edmund Tully, Warden of the Tyrant, the Trident, is in the fight. He's in the thick of the fight. He is. What a legend. So Edmund Tully, yeah, already here, doing his bit. Yes, you can see the cav fight looking very, very messy. The reds of the Lannisters getting encircled by the silver and blue Tullys. Who is the general actually for the Starks? It's just a Stark free rider. I guess that makes sense. I think it was mainly Edmure with like a small selection of Starks. Rob was elsewhere with his main army, but it's still not looking good if I don't know what to really call them. They're not really, I don't know. The Winter Wolves are in action though. The Starks and the Tullys, it's not looking good for them because there's still troops getting through. The Red Cloaks are here. And the Winter Wolves might need to deal with them. They've not lost a single man yet. They're 120, so they're a smaller unit than the Red Cloaks. Arguably saying they are better shock. Usually a smaller unit means they are stronger. Or maybe it's just a simple mistake. But we'll see who wins this fight. The Red Cloaks are exhausted already, so advantage is probably with the Winter Wolves. These two units now swinging their big old swords at each other. We'll see who has the better swing. More deadly blade. While that's been going on, how is the other choke point? It's looking very much like a stalemate right now. These spear sergeants here getting through these Lannisters. There's a lot of dead Lannisters in this river. It also looks like the Lannisters are nearly out of ammo, while the Tullys still have a little bit with those protectors of the ford. So they actually have ammo which they're putting nicely into the flanks of these spears, these levy spears here. So yeah, looks like this side is looking pretty good. I also like the icons they're using for like routing troops. Very, very nice. But yeah, lots of calves still left here. They got one red cloak, some shields of the rock, guards of the rock as well, and then golden lion crossbows, which have used all their ammo as well. So yeah, kind of running out of things there on that flank. But it seems like the Lannisters still looking good for archer ammo here. Golden lion crossbows over on this side here still have ammo, and they're probably picking off cav or shock infantry, I'd imagine. But it does look like Lannister levies. Yeah, it looks like, I don't know where they got the Red Cloaks. Yeah, they're losing. They're also getting charged by cav. That's why they're losing. Nice charge there from the Tully sergeants going in. Well, outriders they are. Very nice. They should take out those. Red Cloaks. They are broken. In fact, there you go. Very nice. And it shows that even like melee cav looks like it's going to be pretty dangerous in a charge. Certainly on a rear charge there. And it looks like they've sort of stabilized this front. Doesn't look like the Lannisters really have enough to hold this line. Well, they're holding the line nicely, but like to actually get around with some substantial forces. What they got here? Longbowmen of the Rock. Yeah, there's not like any good infantry units in reserve. We've got Knights of the Castle Rock Gen, and then Knights of the Castle Rock. He's got 2 gens, or is this 3? It must be 3 armies. Of course it is. Of course it's 3 armies. It's a 3v3. I was like getting very confused for a moment there. For some reason, was thinking there's only 2 Lannister armies. Get very confused there. Who is the other general? It's just the Tullys. Nice. Very nice. There you go. It's like the Outriders trying to, again, stabilize this line. Levy Spears and the Red Cloaks here are nearly through again. This is a hole in the line here. As you can see, the Tully line goes on, and continuous there, and then there's a big hole here that really the Lannisters are trying to take advantage of. There are northern longbows that I guess could get thrown in. They might need to. But whether they're just using this this gap for Cav of the Tullys to actually get some work done. But another charge comes in. Not a great charge from the Outriders, but it's a charge nonetheless. Maybe the Tully Knights or any Northern Knights can come in and do some work. I don't know. Still got that Sworn Sword back there they're keeping in reserve. I think that's going to be needed on the other flank at the moment. I think they've kind of stabilized over here quite nicely with the Cavs still alive here for the good houses, I guess you call them. I don't know, the houses are good. They're certainly holding the line nicely now. The Cav can just destroy any units that break through for the Lannisters. Another charge there, this time by Tully Knights. Better Cav unit, an actual shock Cav unit. Doing some work, and you see here the Spears are losing. I mean, they're probably taking casualties of the Tully Knights as they retreat from Archer Fire and Spears, but it's not doing too bad. I'd have thought the Stark infantry would be pretty good because I imagine their cav is not as great. Not really known for their cav, but their infantry, I imagine it's going to be pretty damn nice. Be handy. It seems like these Spears, I haven't seen a single Stark infantry unit break yet, I don't think. Spears are certainly holding on very nicely. Yeah, looks like no movement just yet. I don't know whether we're going to see anything else happen. Oh, I don't know. This might be interesting. Another breakage there. Longbowmen and the Rock have helped rout the Tully Knights. Again, this gap seems like it's getting a little bit bigger. The Sworn Swords, they're holding nicely though. They don't care. I don't think these Sworn Swords have really been overly affected by this fight. Even like the Red Cloaks can't break through them. Very, very good defense from the Sworn Swords, as I'd expect from the men that have pledged their life to Edmure Tully, the true king of the Seven Kingdoms, as he tried to stake his claim in that very last episode. My gosh, what a fool. Probably had more right than Bran, though. Probably had more right than Bran. It looks like we're going to see troops being shifted over. River Sworn Spears being shifted over. We're seeing one Sworn Spear going into the choke point to support their Spear Sergeants. We've still got River Run Rangers here with ammo. Just seems like, yeah, the ammo situation for the Tullys on the side is really making this job a lot easier. We are seeing Spear Levies winning the fight. Okay, I guess maybe just worn them down enough that they are going to win that fight. The guards here of the Rock have been actually killed off. They've been committed and been shot to pieces. I imagine that the Lannisters are worried about doing the same thing with these Red Cloaks. But they're going to have to keep forces there, otherwise the Tullys will just shift the remaining forces over, and then it's not game over, but it's going to make it just tougher to break through here. Red Cloaks are falling back, probably getting rested up. There is still a sizable amount of cavalry here that's come over from the other ford. A lot of knights here. See what these fellas can do. Still yet to see Tywin be committed over to this flank.
The enemy refuses to admit defeat. Their unit has rallied.
Oh, we're seeing some Sworn Swords getting pulled out. That's interesting. You know, they're sending them, pulling them out. Well, they've not really quite pulled them out. They've kind of altered the angle that they're at. I mean, there's Winter Wolves back here. They can send them in, try and do some serious damage. Could also flank around now themselves, could the Starks. They could try and get around the side, try and do some damage. I think they have the numbers that could give it a go. Whether they're still fearful of the Lannister Cav, and we're going to see a charge here from Lannister Cav into the Sworn Swords. Really nice charge. That was a very charge, basically flush on to the Tullys there, and actually might break through. They do a couple more of those. You thought the Lannister Cav could break on through. I'd certainly have reinforcements ready. Tully Knights are here, along with the Sworn Spears. I'd send some of those maybe in to deal with the cavalry. Keep on fighting, boys. Another charge coming in there from the Lannisters. There are sworn spears now behind, though. They're going to start impaling those horses, doing as much damage as they can to them. There you go, another spears hold the line. I love the design on some of the weapons as well. If I can get a better look at those spears. Moment. Actually, it's the second unit of sworn spears back here, which is also moving on its sworn swords. Yeah, if you look at the spears, I think like the design on them looks just really cool. I think just, you know, a little bit of detail like that makes them a little bit more unique. Makes them very, very interesting. Red cloaks are back here. We're going to see more charges from the Lannister knights going in. They're really trying to break through the lines. They're going to just charge their own men, kill them off as well. Stark sending in sworn spears, and yeah, the red cloaks are back in here now. Hacking and slashing their way through this thin line of sworn swords now, and the Starks again trying to stop these cav charges with their own sworn spears. They might have stopped that one, and could this be the start of a push on this flank here? Tully setting Tully's knights. All you achieve there is recharging your sworn swords. And it looks like the Starks on this side have won. Men-at-Arms have done a good job. Could they now push on the Levy Spears? I feel like they can. So A is a 2v1, and also it's tier 2 units against a tier 1. Just break through these guys, then start to wrap around. Gonna have to do some good damage there. The Sworn Spears actually were losing that fight against Cav. Don't know quite how, but they were. And this Red Cloak could get isolated very shortly if the Starks continue to loop around and circle them. They're just such a cool unit to look at. I could spend all day watching these guys hack and slash at these Sworn Swords. I could do the same though with the Sworn Swords, to be honest. They're also equally cool looking. And here we go, charge into Sworn Spears, of all things. I don't know, man, if that was a good idea. Archer fire now coming in. We're seeing River Run Rangers there firing in some fire arrows, trying to, I guess, do some damage to morale. Fire projectiles is -4 morale. Might break some of these levy units. Stark Free Riders. They are shock infantry, actually, the Free Riders. I would thought they might be a melee cav. Yeah, it looks like, yeah, look at this. Neither side really wants to compete for this flank anymore. Even if the Lannisters broke through, it'd take them forever to get units over here. And you can see Tywin, he's displeased with his other flank, and he's just going to see if he can watch this flank break through. It's very even on numbers, by the way. 3,100-ish each. It's about 3,100 versus 3,200. Yeah, still very close. Neither side is out just yet. Let me know in the comments who you think's gonna win, though. Are you for House Lannister or are you for House Stark and Tully? Keep hacking and slashing away, boys. And it looks like the Starks, you know, kind of thinning out, and we're seeing Golden Lion crossbows actually going to the heavy House Lannister. They really a heavy house, heavy crossbow unit. That could be very useful. Well, they actually might be okay in melee, well, until they get charged by Free Riders here. But there you go. That's how it goes sometimes. Hack them down, boys. Hack them down.
The men have given up and are running for their lives.
Got the general in here as well. This is the Stark Free Rider general going in trying to deal with these crossbows. So yeah, the Starks now pretty much using everything they have left. I think they still have that, yeah, that Sworn Sword all the way over here. It's not being used, being kept in reserve, just kind of hidden. Whether they just forgot about it or whether there's a tactic for that. I don't know. Seems like they're throwing in just about everything else. Might be the time to throw them in too. Spear levies here. They've formed a nice shield wall. Stark men at arms also doing the same thing. I feel like they can make a push though on this. Really try to turn the flanks of the Lannisters. I think that's where they can break them. They got superior units in reserve here. It's like Sworn Spears for both Tully and Starks there. They can make something happen. We're seeing the Winter Wolves maybe come forward again. It's as the Red Cloaks go into battle. Guards the rock here as well. Like this Lannisters still have some handy units. I keep thinking that they're out. They are not out yet. Not at all. And that's crossbow. Oh, it broke through, but then broke itself. That is a shame. They've got the pikes here as well for River Run. Send them in. There's nothing that I think the Lannisters can do about that. They have no ammo left. They don't look like they brought any pikes their own. They brought pole arms, but they don't usually have the range. It'll be interesting to see what the matchup's like in that fight. Pole arms versus pikes. I imagine pole arms come out pretty badly in that duel. Sworn swords are there, holding on, but their lines are thin now. We are back on the battlefield. Unfortunately, yeah, I got called away, so I had to go do something else. And now we are back with the rest of the battle. As you can see here, looks like there had been a bit of a breakthrough that's taken place. Golden Lions crossbows here are nearly broken through this gap in the line. It looks like these pikes are going to fill that gap and going to try and replace their fallen brothers in this gap. I think we're basically back where we left off. But yeah, it looks like right now the Starks and the forces of River and they're holding. The Tullys are doing their bit. The Lannisters are struggling to break through. And the Starks are engaging against the Lannisters. Yeah, if you haven't checked out the Ice and Fire mod, please go and do check it out. It's an awesome mod. It really is. And you get awesome battles like this. You really do. And they got some cool new factions, like I said, that have been added in the more recent version. Which is out. It's all on ModDB, so it's very easy to go and find and install. You see here that the Tullys are holding on, the last sort of stand on this flank here. Levies of Landsport, they're doing their bit, and then after that it's Shields of the Rock, like a more elite sort of like, so they're more well trained, I should say, not elite, more like regular infantry that you see going to battle. They're going to go in shortly, but yeah, it looks like the Lannisters are sort of running out of forces. Certainly seeing a lot of crossbows in combat. I mean, there's 2,800 against 2,600. It's pretty close at this point in the battle. What is left? No one's engaging these pikes. I don't think anyone has missiles as well that can obviously do any damage to these guys. It'll be interesting to see whether they can match up against these pole arms here. The guards of the rock, technically shock infantry apparently, but they are definitely not. They are definitely pole arms. They do of course. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see whether they challenge the pikes. The pikes usually have the better range. Usually you can outrange pole arm. The defenders here, the forces of the Tullys here, they still have some ammo left. The Riverlands still have ammo, and I don't know if the Starks have any. We're seeing shield walls being formed up as well by the Lannisters here, so they're getting ready for maybe another assault. Layers of shield walls being formed up here. Guards, well, the Red Cloaks, they're going back in. They're still hacking and slashing away. I think there's still a very healthy one somewhere. I'll have to hunt it down, see where it is. Because that really is the unit that's going to make any sort of breakthrough right now. What we've got here, Golden Line crossbows. Where are they? The Red Cloaks. They must be here somewhere. Towards the Rock. Transport levies. Maybe over here. Ah, yeah, Red Cloaks in this corner. They're trying to press through against this Stark men at arms. They might just do it. You know, the Starks are losing. Certainly this point by the edge of the river is certainly looking like the most likely place to break through. Cavalry just charging the back of the Stark infantry there. I don't think the Riverlands are helping out their ally at all there. Hack and slash them down, boys. Hack and slash them down. We're going to kill those Red Cloaks as much as possible. They are like the biggest threat right now to these defenders. We've got some longbows of River and setting up to come in and do some damage as well. And it looks like we're going to see Edmund Tully come forward as well. The Warden of the Trident, he's coming maybe to rally the boys. I mean, his forces have fought on long and hard. I mean, we've got some sworn swords here that are pretty much untouched. Fought on for a long time. I'd be interested to see what the kills are for the sworn swords. They will have some probably incredible kills. These guys have been here a long time fighting. I do like the colors though. It's so vibrant, so colourful. What it would look like a typical medieval battle. Oh, the polearms have gone in over here. They're going in against the sworn spears of Riverrun. The men of the Trident fighting for their sort of like, you know, independence. For their lord's right to rule the Riverlands. And it looks like we're going to see sworn spears hold the line here. There's still 160 out of 160 of them. Yeah, they are not breaking through these Lannisters here. That is for sure. That is for sure. It looks like any hope of breaking through is going to come down to sort of these elite units in this flank here, like the polearms, the shock infantry on the other side of the of this battle. The levies are not going to be the ones to break through, I don't think. It's going to be the elites. There are still a few of them. I mean, Shields of the Rock as well are still pretty solid. They are, they've got a potential of breaking through. The Red Cloaks are still here. They are hacking and slashing. Starks must hold true. What have they got in reserve, really, the Starks? They've got some Winter Wolves, Northern Longbows, still got the Sworn Spears over here. Sworn Swords coming forward here as well. They're very tired, but, well, winded. Haven't seen any action, I don't think, yet. Yeah, we've still got plenty of sort of like arch units as well that could get through. And the Cav as well is all back. The Tully Knights are all still really healthy. So that's really good. So they could definitely charge into any sort of units that break through for the Lannisters. The Winter Wolves are still pretty healthy as well. 104 of them left. They do look awesome, that's for sure. Very bloodied up right now. It looks like they're going to go back in. Maybe they're just getting a charge off, trying to do some damage. Battling away, polearms. Tywin expects you to break through. I think Tywin's over on the side now. Yeah, he's all the way back here. He's, you know, just watching on, doing his bit. Look at him. He's like, come on, boy. He's breakthrough. We must get across the other side of the river. We must get across. Looking very bright over that side of the battlefield. It's like the sun is rising. The Red Cloaks are breaking through. Looks like both units are here, actually. Now, whether this is another unit that re-rallied. Yeah, a lot of shock infantry on the side here. Tywin needs to get over here, rally these guys, give them like a second wind or something, try and help rejuvenate them. Because they're still healthy numbers, they're just knackered. A lion banner raised high. I can see in the distance more Starks arriving. They're coming, it looks like to this flank here. Still plenty of reserves for the Lannisters here. It looks like sort of a counteroffensive looks to be made on this flank here. River and Rangers going in. We've got Sworn Swords as well in the front lines here. It looks like they've been dealt with fighting Cav. Some of the Lannister Knights going in. Looks like some Lannister crossbows maybe now intermingling, trying to fight off these Sworn Swords.
Losing hope.
Got the shock infantry going in again as well, trying to break through the polearm line.
The unit is running from the enemy.
Looks like the polearms are holding for now. There are gaps out up here. You can see sort of gaps appearing there that maybe the Winter Wolves could go through. Don't know. Edmund Tully's now moved over here. Oh no, this is the other general, the Tully Knights general. I think he's might have to. I think these Lannister spears have re-rallied the wrong side of the spear line. Whether they'll turn around and threaten the Sworn Spears, I don't know. But yeah, it looks like otherwise they have this pretty much under control at the moment. The line over here still looks pretty under control as well, but the Cav charging these swords, that could be a bit of a problem. You can see there the red line, not the red lines, the yellow lines on the red field. These Lannister Knights trying to do the ultimate damage. Spears trying to go in as well, trying to engage them with the Stark Spears, trying to kill off as many of these horsemen. They are very much stuck in a sea of white here, these Lannister Knights. They are dying. Yeah, they are running out of reserves here. It's just a sort of a mess of units back here that are waiting for the order to go forward. Red Cloaks are losing. This is not good. What has gone in here? River and Pikes. That'll be a good counter there. Really good counter. The shock infantry will just impale these guys. Now they can't get close to the Tully lines. It looks like the Red Cloaks are going to retreat. Probably the smartest move they could do. They want to try and reuse them somewhere else. They've still got like 78 men. They're still kind of dangerous. Knights of the Castle Rock are broken there. The shock cap's gone. Seeing more crossbows going in. Yeah, the Pikes have moved down from over here where they were not being of much use and actually getting into an existing combat. And the Starks have taken over as reserves here. The Tully's swords are holding on. Might not need any sword support. The Legends just keep on fighting.
Our men are breaking up.
Spears there again, soaking up a nice charge there from the cavalry. They could countercharge, you know, if the generals here aren't careful. This is one of the generals, the Castle Rock general. I don't know who if he has an army left. But really, there's nothing here in this gap now that the Lannisters are like just vacated. And now the Starks could push forward and just envelop units if they wanted to. It's literally being held back right now by Lannister cavalry. Another charge going in there. Oh, sort of caught the back end of that. As you can see. And the Spears, they kind of initially take a bit of a battering. You can see the Cavs wins initially, and then it just gets spiked up by spearmen as they retreat. Again, though, over here, look at this Sworn Spears. They're beating back the Lannister swords. And Lannister levy swords there getting killed off.
The men's resolve is failing.
And it's not looking good. It is not looking good. We're starting to see a lot of breaking units. We've got Winter Wolves like in Berserk mode. I didn't realize they could go into that. That's cool. Angry Berserkers. Will they be coming? And they're being charged by a lot of Lannister cap down here as they break rank. The Starks come forward with more infantry. They're trying to rush them. Force them to stay in melee, really.
The unit is running from the enemy.
The general here retreating. One of the generals, anyway. The other one's still much. Oh no, this is Tywin here. I think most of the generals have seen some sort of action. Yeah, they've all been engaged. We've got Stark free riders here that can come forward, try and engage. But it's looking very much on edge. We're starting to see some of the Sworn. No, these Sworn swords haven't even. Oh no, they have routed. They have indeed routed just right here. Well, I've got 3 minutes left. On the other side, you can see it looks like the Tully Knights managed to kill off that Levy Spear. They got the wrong side. Looks like the Shield of the Rock. They're just standing off. They're not even engaging. They're just kind of like tying that Tully unit down.
Cowards!
But it looks like the Lannisters are starting to crumble here. This right flank is looking really bad now for the Lannisters. They have nothing really here. They're just throwing generals in. This is Tywin that's gone in. Yeah, he's gone in for charge on Stark Spears. The Pikes are still, you know, chipping away. I think they've still got River and Pike got just the one unit there. Still like nearly half strength. Still healthy enough. But the Lannisters are doing what they can. Trying to hold back these Tullys. Maybe it'll be the Lannisters regrouping in Lannisport or Castle Rock soon because it's not looking good. Like Tywin's actually going to run away already. He's trying to rally his men. Yeah, really, it's just now the time of the Tully Knights. Just charge in with the infantry, break these guys, these final units, break the back of the Lannister forces. Here we go, Stark Sworn Spears going in. And Shield Wall. I feel like Spears is just the best unit to bring. Like Sworn Spears, they do a great job. Like these Sworn Spears here for the Tullys, I bet they've got some decent kills, and they're still really healthy. Granted, they've been fighting a lot of Levy troops, but still, they've done a great job. Tully Knights here coming forward. They're going to charge in. Here we go. We're going in for a general. Tywin they're going after. See him there on the front lines. Will Tywin die here in battle? We'll see. He did say in the show it would be like his last war. It's kind of cool. If he does die here, it definitely would be his last war, but it looks like he's holding his ground. Tully Knights are losing, actually. Falling back. Probably because they were pulling out of combat is why they're losing. Same here with the Sworn Spears, they're losing. No one can stop Tywin, he's on a rampage. So he is retreating, and maybe Tywin's the only person that can stop himself. You see, yeah, these Sworn Spears trying to outflank. Now they are trying to just avoid the pull through. The Cav can do the same, just come around the side here. And General Castle Rock, they're going in. Knights of the Castle Rock going in. It's one of the generals, and I think he might be dead here. He's charging the spears and then got side charged by other cavalry. And that might be the death of that general there. 7 out of 40. I can't see him getting out of that life. Yeah, there he goes. Wavering, broken. Very much dead, I think, now. And the other one's about to die. I think he gets charged in the back by another Tully Knight. And there you go. Yeah, one general is dead. And that might cause a mass trial. I don't know if he has an army left. It looks like he did. Lots of these troops are starting to waver and break. And yeah, I mean, units, the remaining units here, the Shields of the Rock, Red Cloaks holding on. The elites are like the only guys that remain. So the Starks are bringing through their free ride as well, just to get some free kills at the end here. I think Tywin's making a run for it as well. He's getting out of here. What a coward, running back to Castle Rock with his tail between his legs. And it looks like that is going to be the battle here. It looks like the Battle of the Fords is going to be a victory, as it was in law for the Starks and for the Tullys. So very well done to them. They've done a very good job holding back the Lannisters. I mean, initially it looked like you can see where they've been pushed back from. They've like been pushed like back multiple times, and they've just about held. But yeah, there you go, a Pyrrhic victory for House Tully. We'll end the results and have a quick look at the end. Yeah, the end results. Yeah, we've got some pretty good results here. I mean, we can see Legendarium playing as one of the Tully's getting 401 kills with the River Sworn Swords. Yeah, 212 with another one there. 130 with the River Run Rangers. Tully Knights getting 146 kills. Not too bad then with Abrazan getting 222 kills with his longbows here. 211 with the crossbows. 138 with his general. 142 with the Sworn Swords. It's clearly very good. Sworn Spears are good as well. 190. Then we've got Rangers got 151 kills. Then with Proconsul playing as the North. Getting 210 kills with the Stark Free Riders, 190 kills with the Winter Wolves, 150 with the Spear Sergeants, Longbows getting 36 kills there. We have Jack and Hagar playing as one of the Westerlands. His infantry really struggled. His Longbowmen getting 102 kills. Golden Lion Crossbows 177. Swords of the Rock 221, and then his Red Cloaks 57 kills. And with Donald Trump playing as the second Westerlands army, his Red Cloaks a lot more successful, 196, 137. His crossbows getting 183, 166, and one of his longbows getting 126 kills. And then his Levy swords getting 102, 161 kills. And then the Knights getting 102 there. And then we have Bulk playing as Tywin, with the Westlands, more like a elite Westlands army. His crossbows getting 200 kills, 188, 175. But yeah, his infantry really struggled, I feel like, apart from his Red Cloaks, 140 kills. And then one of the Cav getting 129 kills. But there you go, guys. That is today's Ice and Fire battle. If you did enjoy, go and check out their mod. It's really cool. I hope that we're going to see a lot more stuff come from it. I don't know if we will. But yeah, it's always fun to try out some Game of Thrones shenanigans. But until next time, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.